I'm Ali Mortimer at Heal Yourself Happy and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm cooking for Fast Food Friday, the day when I share with you recipes that you can create in less time than it takes to pick up the phone, order a takeaway and go and get it or have it delivered. So usually between around about 30 minutes. Today I'm going to be creating a family favourite and a sauce that you can literally drink out of the cup. Now all of it is really good for you, really healthy, and a family, as I said, a family favourite. So it's good for adults and children alike. So we're going to go with a little bit of an Asian theme. We're going to be doing chicken kebabs with a satay sauce, and then I'm going to be doing a lovely raw food kind of Asian, well it's not really Asian, but a lovely raw food salad. Now all of it you can cook and prepare in advance because right now I'm just about to go. I've got, how long have I got? I've got about half an hour before I have to get in the car and go and watch my boys play cricket this afternoon. And then when we get back, they're normally starving. So all I'm gonna have to do is put the chicken on the barbecue and away we go. So let's get starting. First off, you need your non-stick pan and we need about 100 grams of cashew nuts. Now, I'm wondering whether I should double up because the sauce is so delicious. So should we just do it? Let's just do it. We're going to go with 200 grams. If it's left over, I can't fit it all in the pan. So we'll just go with, that's about 180. Right, so can't fit it all in the pan. And if any of this is left over, then I know all the kids and James will love it anyway. I'm just going to go and put this on a medium heat because what I want to do is get these golden, so slightly toast them. They're going to be going in the background. I'm going to keep checking on them because I don't want them to burn. Right, they're on. Right, next thing, we've got some chicken. So I've got about 800 grams of chicken in here. So chicken is a really good protein, really lean for you. You need protein, it gives you energy and it's the building blocks of all your muscles. So chicken, best quality you can buy, preferably organic, grass-fed, but if not, just buy the best quality you can get hold of and the best that you can afford. So as I said, there's about 800 grams in here of chicken, so that is enough to feed us. And I have a big husband, so he would probably have 2 chicken breasts, the boys each would have 1 and I would have 1, so that's 1, 2, 3, for about 5 to 6 chicken breasts I reckon, and then cut it up into kind of like strips or chunks. It's totally up to you. Right, we're going to marinate these while I'm watching the cricket, so you'll need some cumin, and remember I'm going to be putting all the recipe cards and ingredients up on the Heal Yourself Happy Hub so you can get all of that information there. So let me just refer. So 2 teaspoons of cumin going in there, and I need to get some more cumin by the looks of it. We've got some mild chili powder here. So I'm going to go with 1 chili, just because I've got one little boy, he doesn't like too much spice, but you can always add a bit more. And then we've got some paprika. Now you can either use smoky paprika or you can just go with the plain. Again, I'm going to be using 1 of those. So we've got 2 and 1 and 1 of those. I'm going to put in a little bit of pepper, a little bit of Himalayan salt. And then also in here we need some garlic and some ginger. So I reckon we're going to go with about 3 cloves of garlic. Put those in there. It's quite a fiddly job, isn't it, garlic? And if you've got a good garlic press, it's okay, it's not too bad. But actually they can't all fit in, they're quite small. So pop. Oh, come on, it's going to show my muscles here. Come on, in you go. I didn't take the skin off, I'm being really lazy. Right, so pop that in there. So 3 garlic cloves. Now some people don't like garlic, but it's actually really good for you, and actually it's one of the ingredients or one of the vegetables that is really good and can help protect you against the risk of cancer. It's really good anti-inflammatory. Right, 3 cloves of garlic in there, and then the next thing I want to put in is some ginger. And now I can't remember if I've told you about this before, but one of the best ways to store ginger is by putting it in the freezer. So this is frozen. Having it frozen just makes it so much easier to grate, I find. So I have some in the fridge and I have some in the freezer. So we want about 2 tablespoons of ginger. Can you see? Oh, you can't actually, sorry. Here we go. 2 tablespoons of ginger. You see how easily that is grating. Now ginger again is another fabulous anti-inflammatory. So really, really good. It's also really good for your digestion. So we're going to get that in there. as well. Right, let's put that in there without putting anything else in. Right, I've got everything in there. Garlic, ginger, spices. Oh, lemon zest. Right, the next thing that we need to put in here is lemon zest. So I'm going to use the same grater. So 1 lemon, preferably unwaxed, but honestly, if you can't get hold of one of those or don't have one, then just use whatever lemon you've got, but make sure you wash it before you grate it. You don't want any of the pesticides or preservatives that are left on there, so make sure it's washed first. Sometimes it's best, when you get all your fruit and veg home from the shop, just wash it before you put it away. Right, so that is that. Right, we've got everything in there. Now you're going to have to get your hands in and then just rub it through all of your chicken. So make sure it's all nicely coated with the spices, the lemon zest, the garlic, and the ginger. Right, so that is easy. Done. Oh, hang on. There we go. Right, and that now is going to go in the fridge. See, easy, chicken done. Pop that in the fridge. The next thing we're going to do is I've forgotten about those cashews. So next thing we're going to do is make the satay sauce. So I'm just going to go and grab those cashews. One sec. Right, here we go. They're done. Can you see they're just, threw them everywhere. They're slightly toasted, nicely golden, and they just smell like a fairground. They're absolutely yummy. Right, so they are done. So this is the satay sauce, which is just delicious. I cannot tell you how good this is. So in here, I've got 400, seeing as we've decided to double up on the cashews, I've got 400 mils of coconut milk. You can use almond milk if you prefer, if you don't like coconut. Now a little tip, the reasons why it's already in my NutriBullet is I often find, I don't know about you, but if you use this brand, the Biona organic one, you get really separated, kind of like the coconut cream and the coconut milk, and it's really difficult to whiz it up. So I've just popped it in my blender first to whiz it up. So if you were using half the quantity, you would just use half the can. And I was actually going to tell you about another little recipe that you can use for the 200 grams that's left over. So I'll put the recipe up for that anyway. It's a really nice chia pudding. So I'll put that up for breakfast or a snack in the afternoon. I've got distracted. Right, so 400 mils of coconut milk or almond milk if you don't like coconut. And to that, we're going to put the cashews in a minute, but they're just literally cooling down. So we've got another clove of garlic. You can use 2 if you wish, but I'm only going to use 1 because I don't like it too garlicky. But if you like a lot of garlic, then add in another one. So 1 garlic clove into there. We are going to use, where's my honey? Right, 2 teaspoons of honey in there, 1, and that's just about all I've got left in there. So 2 teaspoons of honey in there. I really like raw organic honey. This is a nice brand, Hilltop. I'm going to put that in. What else do we need? We need 2 tablespoons of tamari or soy sauce. Oh, my strength today. Right, where's my tablespoon gone? Oh, it's in. It's in. Right, so 2 tablespoons of tamari or soy. We use gluten-free in this house because I've got a little boy who's celiac. So 2 of those. We are then going to put in, I think we need some more ginger. Where have I put that? Where have I put my ginger, everybody? I'm going to have to go find my ginger, one sec. I found it. I put it back in the freezer. Right, so again, we need 2 tablespoons of freshly grated ginger. So it doesn't take very long. Grate that through. This is a brilliant, sorry, can't see, really, really good microplane. You can get these, I think, from Lakeland. I got this as a pampered chef party, I think, many years ago, and it's just brilliant. So 2 tablespoons of that lovely fresh ginger in there. Right, have I got everything in there now? Oh, Thai red curry paste. Right, so you can get these really accessibly from any supermarket. I've got 2 different ones here. So I've got Bart one, and who's this? Must be down from the Asian aisle. So either one. I'm going to use this one because the other one looks like I probably would want to use it more for a big dish, but you only need a couple of teaspoons. So I'm going to use this little jar, red Thai curry paste, so 2 teaspoons of that in there, and then I'm just going to blend that up in my NutriBullet when I've put my cashews in, obviously the pièce de la résistance. And put those in, and then we're going to whiz that up. Oh, look, they're going everywhere. I drive my husband mad because I'm such the messiest chef while I'm cooking, but I tell you, my kitchen is spotless when I've finished, which is okay by me, whereas he likes to tidy up as he goes along, which drives me mad as well. Right, I'm going to whisk that up, so I'm just going to pause the video because it's really noisy on the NutriBullet. When I'll be back. Right, so that's all nicely whisked up and a really lovely creamy kind of texture. Can you see that? Lovely. I'm just going to do a quick taste test. As I've said, absolutely drinkable. So pop a lid on that, and that can go in the fridge, ready for when you want to serve. So you can either serve it in a jug and they can pour it over, or you can use it as a dipping sauce, depends on how many people are eating. So that's popping in the fridge. Next up, I want to show you how to cook a really yummy salad that you can do in advance. And I need my big knife for this and my big bowl. So let's get that first. And I'm going to create the sauce first, which is kind of like a mustardy, yogurty dressing. And then we're going to put a load of raw veg in, and that kind of softens it. So as I've said before, eating raw veg is so good because you get all the nutrients from the veg itself. Right, so first off, we are going to put in, sorry, I'm just trying to read my recipe. So we're going to put in a lot of yogurt. So I reckon it's about 250 mils of yogurt. And I'm a bit guessing, but you can do it. So I'm just doing it from memory. So 250 mils of yogurt. And then we want 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Right, that's not very clean, so I'm going to... It's not very clever, is it? I need another spoon. There we go, that's rinsed. And that's licked. Right, so we want 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard in there as well. Okay, stir that through. We want 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I feel like I've got yogurt or mustard on my face, so I apologise for that. So 3 really nice olive oil. And I'm sure we need to put some cider vinegar in. How much do we need to put in? A tablespoon. Apple cider vinegar. It's my favourite, obviously. It's called Willie's, just like my little boy. So one of those. Pop that in. A little bit of salt. This is Himalayan pink salt. It's really good and really hydrating for you. A little bit of pepper. There we go. Right, and then we're just going to mix. Just be gentle, otherwise it will slop everywhere. Might want to use a whisk for this, but this one seems to be going quite nicely. Right, and then to that we are going to put in our raw veg. Now today, the raw veg that I'm going to be using is a red cabbage and a fennel. Then we've got some apples, and I won't put those in until the last minute because I don't want them to go brown or too soft, whereas these are quite hard, so we can put those in straight away. Can't get this off. Right, so I would always advise taking off the outer layer of a red cabbage because I just think they're a bit hard. And maybe I should have done that earlier, but anyway, let's just get rid of that first quick outer layer. And then all you're going to do is slice that up. So core it and slice it. And then pop that in the bowl. And then I've also got a lovely fennel bowl. And we're going to put that in as well. Right, excuse me. Noisy chopping. I love red cabbage. This is also really good if you want to make sauerkraut, which is really fantastic for your gut health. All you need to do is cut up a red cabbage, massage through some salt, so some nice rock salt, and then leave it in a big jar in your fridge for a week, and then it starts to ferment. Now that fermenting then is a fermented food, and that's really, really good for your gut bacteria, but we'll do that another day, just while we were on the topic of red cabbage. Right, so pop that in your dish. and then I've got a fennel bulb. So just make sure that's nicely washed. Chop off the end bits. And then again, you need to take out the core of this. Can you see there's like the red cabbage is a bit hard. So we'll just take that bit off as well. Now this is interesting. So my husband hates fennel, hates it because it's a bit like celery, I suppose, but he loves this, and I never tell him that there's fennel in it. So if somebody tells you they don't like fennel, they might really, really love this recipe. Oops, I'll take those heads off. Right, so nice and fine, as fine as you can possibly get it. Aniseedy fennel. If you don't like fennel, really don't like fennel, and have tried it and don't want to do it again, just use maybe a white cabbage, or just carrot, anything you like. Just any raw veg in this is yummy, but this is just, I just wanted to show you something a little bit different, something maybe that you might not have tried before. Right, shove that in there. So that's that all done. And all you need to do is mix that through and keep that in the fridge, obviously, because it's got yogurt in it, so you need to make sure that that's kept cold. So you can pop that, put some cling film or a plate over the top of that, pop that in your fridge along with your satay and your chicken, and then when you come home, and I'll carry on with the video in a minute, but when you've had your afternoon or your day or whatever you're doing, you can come home, and then what we're going to add is the 2 apples, which we're going to slice finely. I'm also going to put through some parsley, but you can use any you like. Maybe dill would be quite nice, like in there, or coriander if we're on an Asian theme, but nobody in my family likes coriander, so we're going to go with parsley. So then what we've got everything ready, you have got your chicken skewers, which I'm going to do on the barbecue, but you can do in the griddle. If it's winter where you are now, we've got our lovely Asian salad. And then you can do some good carbs. So you could do some brown rice with this, a nice brown rice salad. You could do a quinoa, or if you really like new potatoes, Jersey Royals are in. So I always go by Eat and Season. So I think I'm going to serve this up with a few Jersey Royals. So there we go. That's where we are at the moment. I'm off to some cricket. Oh, I said I needed to do it in half an hour, we're there. So I'm going to go off to cricket, then literally the skewers will take only a couple of minutes on the barbecue because they're nice and thin, and just as long as it takes to cook up the Jersey Royals. So I'll be back to complete everything off. So I am back from cricket. I've been out for a few hours, so my chicken has nicely been marinating. I've put a few on a few skewers. We've been back for 5 minutes. So I've got strips of chicken like this. And all I'm going to do is put them along the skewer like that. So poke them along. So poke them through, so you kind of go backwards and forwards on themselves, along like that, push them down. And I've done that with all the chickens. So we've got 4 skewers here. Now, one thing if you've got wooden skewers, make sure you soak them so that they don't burn when they go on the barbecue. So those are my 4 skewers. You see, I've got a couple of metal ones, a couple of wooden ones. So they are going to go on the barbecue, which I turned on a moment ago. I've got my Jersey Royals just cooking nicely on the Arga. And then I have just been doing the rest of the... Now, I've been calling it an Asian salad, and I realise it's not an Asian salad at all. It's more of a slaw. So I've taken that out of the fridge, and I've just put 2 spring onions on the top. I've been chopping some apples really finely. I'm going to put those in there as well. I've just finished those off. So just chop them nice and finely, like that. And then you can squeeze a little bit of lemon juice over them, actually, if you don't want them to go brown. Or you can just mix them straight in, because we're going to eat pretty quickly as soon as I've done this. So mix that through. That will give a really, really nice crunch, and it sounds to me like James's home, which is quite exciting. He'll probably come in a second and say hello. And then he's just got back from a train from Manchester. Here we go. Parsley. So as I said earlier, you can use whatever herb you like. Hello. Hello. Any herb you like, chop it finely and then throw it in a bowl. Okay. And then there we go, you've got a really delicious, creamy, but not mayonnaise-y, not even creamy, so much healthier alternative to a shop-bought coleslaw. Now that's delicious, so that can go, there we go. If you wanted to, you could sprinkle a few nuts over the top if you really wanted to. So that is all done, so that all is left now is for me to go and cook the skewers on the barbecue, which I would say will probably take anywhere between 5 and 10, who knows with a barbecue, but just watch it and just make sure your chicken is cooked all the way through. So then you've got a really delicious meal for your whole family with chicken skewers, you've got your satay sauce, you've got your coleslaw, your Jersey Royals, and then I'm going to do a few veg and serve it up for the family. So that is, and now I've got an audience. So that is me over and out. If you've enjoyed that recipe, please do let me know what your family think, and I'll see you again on Tasty Tuesday. Bye.